So hello, and I feel like now is a good opportunity to use my multiple language. I'm going to say hola, you know, as the Spanish that I spoke growing up, and konnichiwa. I spent 6 years living and working in Japan, was able to learn some Japanese, and so here's a good time to be able to use most of it. So I am Secretary of Education, Ortega. I have the distinct honor of being able to have served that role for this current administration for over a year. I'm thrilled to be here with you today to announce the creation of Pennsylvania's Seal of Biliteracy. As I stand here in this high school in York County, knowing that the words I speak today will be broadcast throughout the state later this afternoon, looking at the cameras, the technology in front of me, the staff members, their cell phones out, taking pictures to share widely on social media, it's not lost on me, or I'm sure not on anyone here, how interconnected our world is. And we begin to realize that more and more every single day. The students who leave this building each day go home with their phones in hand and can connect with their friends. You can connect with your family, with your peers, anywhere. Connections right down the street and even across the world, which is really phenomenal when you think about it. They can watch TikToks made in Japan, WhatsApp with friends in the UK, FaceTime with family in Italy, Brazil, or catch up on the world's news and follow, what's happening in Ukraine. All through a little device that you carry in your pockets. Now more than ever, it's critical that we prepare them here at home for what's out there in the global economy. No matter where they live, no matter what town or city they call home, today's students have the entire world literally right at their fingertips. The Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy recognizes that students who have taken steps to become engaged global citizens by learning world languages, students open doors to the world and also their own minds, and can lead to tremendous possibilities. Learning a second language helps academic and social emotional outcomes for students, including enhanced problem solving, improved verbal and special abilities, improved memory functions for both long and short term, enhanced creative thinking capacity, and lots more. Plus, you can be cool with your friends because you speak multiple languages as well, I would add. What's special about this program is it works both ways. It recognizes students who learn a language other than English, and students learning English as a second language as well. It recognizes the students who come to Pennsylvania and can become proficient to communicate in new and learned language as well. The PA Seal of Biliteracy acknowledges that no matter your first language, we are all connected. It honors the efforts that students make to increase their language proficiency and communication skills, and it represents the future of learning here and in the Commonwealth as well. I am honored to be here today to announce this forward-thinking new program and honor the students here in Dallastown who will be receiving the Seal of Biliteracy later today as well. With that, I'll turn the podium over to Pennsylvania's Second Lady, Giselle Fetterman. Thank you.
Fetterman. I am your second lady. I'm thrilled that we are here today to celebrate something that is so important to me as well as to our Commonwealth. The ability to communicate and to relate to as many people and communities as possible makes us better neighbors. As a polyglot, I always felt I was part of this very special club. It was a lonely club at times, but I don't think it will be much longer. Thanks to this wonderful initiative and all the incredible students we are celebrating here today. I am honored to be in your company. I'm grateful Pennsylvania is joining so many of our neighboring states. And as we strive to learn more, to understand each other's languages and cultures more, we are actively working to make this world smaller and more connected. If English was not your first language, or if you were not born in this country, I wasn't either. I want to thank you for choosing Pennsylvania as your home. We are better because you are here. I still remember the first time I was in a room where I finally didn't feel lost and I could understand what was being said. I also hold eternal gratitude for those who spoke my native language and were able to welcome me so that I wasn't alone. Expanding our language portfolio is a service we pay not only to ourselves but to our society. Being able to reach the widest possible audience is the cornerstone of effective communication. Polyglots embody this notion. breaking barriers, and helping to connect human beings on a deeper level. Thank you to everyone who has worked so hard to implement Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy, kicking off here at this school. Please join me in welcoming to the podium next Superintendent Dr. Joshua.
Hello everyone, and certainly for those that are new to the district, welcome to Dallastown. I'm Josh Dahl, proud to be the superintendent of this great district. From a standpoint of some introductions, I would, on behalf of the district, honored to welcome Secretary Ortega, Secretary Lady Fetterman, and other distinguished guests. We'll say we have two board members here. We have Mr. Pantano, our board president, and Mr. Wingard. Thank you for attending. Additionally, we have Michaela Long in the back, who's now a journalist student, but she's also our student board rep, so I want to give a shout out to her. Dr. Heffler, our assistant superintendent, Dr. Fletcher, our high school principal, as well as the other professionals who really need the recognition from our outstanding world language department. Last but not least, I want the individuals in this room who probably are most esteemed, in my opinion, are our students who have gone through and a great duration and just have continued to impress us here at Dallastown. And the recognition we celebrate today is really their recognition. So thank you, students, for all you continue to do. The Seal of Biliteracy brings an incredible source of pride and dignity to our school community. We began the groundwork here specifically and locally designing Dallastown's Seal of Biliteracy in 2019, as it was based upon the draft of the PA State Seal, which really requires intermediate to high proficiency in English and one or more additional languages. Students with this level of proficiency are able to converse freely with ease and with confidence when dealing with routine tasks and social situations. This same level of proficiency is also required in other local states such as New York, Ohio, and Maryland for their state seals. Dallastown's high school administered the ACTFL assessment of performance toward proficiency in languages. Love acronyms around here, so we're going to call that the APPLE. For the first time in the spring of 2020 to juniors and seniors who were English learners and to students who possessed a high level of proficiency in their 5th year of world language study. So in 2020 at Dallastown, 17 seniors earned the Dallastown Seal of Biliteracy for intermediate to higher advanced proficiency in 8 different languages. In 2021, 11 seniors earned the Dallastown Seal of Biliteracy in 5 different languages, and 8 additional seniors earned the Global Seal of Biliteracy for intermediate mid-proficiency in Spanish. So let's talk specifically this year. The number of students earning the Seal of Biliteracy is expected to surpass 20, since 10 English language learners have already earned this prestigious award, and the number of upper-level world language students taking the APPLE and AP exam will most likely increase the number by another 10. So unfortunately, the AP World Language exam results will not be available until mid-July, but however, those students will be recognized at that time. So with that said, we are extremely proud of our district's demonstrated commitment to world languages, and we are extremely grateful for our educators who inspire and create pathways for student success every single day. We clearly would not have achieved this milestone without their unwavering commitment, and one such individual who leads this awesome team here at Dallastown certainly needs great recognition. You'll also be able to hear from her, and that is Mrs. Sherry Garrett. Mrs. Garrett is a Spanish teacher. She's our department chairperson, but I would say she's also a champion of world language across the region and across the state and even across the nation. She has certainly serves as a mentor among her peers, and she has my utmost respect. And with that said, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Garrett to the podium at this time.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Garrett, and I'm the World Language Department Chair, and I'm also the Program Coordinator for the Seal of Biliteracy here at Dallastown High School. When I first heard about the Seal of Biliteracy in 2018, I was intrigued about the benefits of the seal and its impact on the students and the community. Now that I've had the pleasure of coordinating the Seal of Biliteracy program at Dallastown for the past 3 years, I've seen firsthand the numerous benefits of offering the Seal of Biliteracy. First, it recognizes our students' ability to communicate in both English and a second language. It encourages students to continue their study of language to reach the goal of being bilingual. Instead of only taking 2 or 3 years, students are continuing. Also, it recognizes diverse languages and cultures in the community. It provides colleges a way to identify students entering the programs and place them appropriately in their programs at the correct level of proficiency so that they then can obtain advanced language proficiency upon college graduation. It also, more importantly, provides employers a way to identify bilingual candidates for the workplace, which nowadays is extremely important. Just as a side note, currently Pennsylvania has over 8,500 vacant job positions for bilingual workers. In York County, we find 1,000 vacant positions. So the Seal of Biliteracy is so important that it supports our world language program to prepare students to fill these job positions not only in Pennsylvania, but in the U.S. and also internationally. Offering the Dallastown Seal of Biliteracy has been very, very rewarding, but I'm absolutely thrilled to now be able to offer the Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy to our students. As a Spanish teacher and advocacy chair of PSMLA, another acronym for you, is Pennsylvania State Modern Language Association, I've been anxiously awaiting this day when the Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy comes to fruition. The Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy has numerous ramifications for students, world language and EL teachers, school districts, and communities. The Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy shows the support of the Pennsylvania State Department of Education in the mission of our world language programs to create bilingual and multilingual students by high school graduation. It also emphasizes oral and written proficiency over the days of memorizing dialogues, conjugating verbs. Now students have to communicate. It also inspires students to study a language at least 5 years to obtain intermediate high or advanced proficiency. It also encourages school districts to expand world language programs to include younger students and to have continuity of both curriculum and in-person instruction from year to year. Also, very importantly, it encourages colleges and universities to award college credit to students who have received the Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy. There are currently 5 U.S. states that have universities offering college credit for intermediate, high, or advanced proficiency. There are also many private colleges throughout the entire U.S. that are also offering college credit. One of those institutions is Howard University in Washington, D.C. The Seal of Biliteracy also recognizes, again, the need for bilingual workers and highly encourages career readiness with our students for high school graduates in an ever-increasing global society. In summary, the Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy provides guidance for world language programs in the state to produce students who can communicate in the target language at a high level of proficiency and who can interact well with people of different cultures. My hope is that all school districts in the state of Pennsylvania offer the Pennsylvania Seal of Biliteracy to provide their students with the same opportunity that these students have had here at our school. There are currently 3 districts in the state that are offering the Seal of Biliteracy at their school district. Dallastown Area High School, the School District of Philadelphia, and also Greensburg-Salem High School in western Pennsylvania. So again, I'm hopeful that all districts have the chance to offer this to their students with the Pennsylvania Seal. At this time, I would like to introduce João Abreu, a student I've had the pleasure of teaching Spanish for the last 2 years, and who has earned the Seal of Biliteracy for his proficiency in English and Portuguese. João is a perfect example of a student who has worked hard over many years to obtain proficiency and who deserves recognition for his ability to speak more than one language. João is here today to share his personal story and to explain the importance of the Seal of Biliteracy to him. Please give him a warm round of applause.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is João Abreu and I'm a senior here at Dallastown. First, I would like to thank everyone for being here today to honor these students who possess a great talent that is speaking another language fluently. I would like to share a little bit about my story and how the EL and Seal of Biliteracy have affected my life. I was born in Brazil in a city called Belo Horizonte that has nearly 3 million people. After living in Brazil for 7 years, my dad received an intercompany transfer to the United States. After my dad happily accepted the offer, we packed our things and headed to the U.S. in summer of 2011. I remember coming to the U.S. with nothing but ourselves and suitcases. At that time, my English skills were below basic and I wasn't able to understand nor speak. I also didn't know how a typical day looked like for a 7-year-old elementary student. Once I started attending school, the main differences were eating lunch at school, staying from 9 to 3 p.m., not wearing uniforms, and riding the school bus. A memorable event was during my first month of school when a rainstorm reached our area. I remember getting on the bus and going home and not realizing that school had ended early because of the storm. Moving on, I would like to talk about my experiences in the EL learning system. Every day during regular class, I was taken to a separate classroom with other foreign students. One method that was very helpful for me was using tiles with words and pictures. For example, we would have 2 tiles with one with a picture of a cat and the other with the word cat. After 1 year in the EL system, I was dismissed and ready to understand regular English classes. Overall, the EL system greatly helped me build a foundation in English and move on to succeed in school. Learning a second language created an interest to learn other languages. This drove me to take Spanish my freshman year in 2018. After 4 years of learning the Spanish language and culture, I feel confident to take the AP exam in May and hopefully become the first trilingual student at Dallastown. I would like to thank my Spanish teacher, Senora Garrett, for taking the time to teach me, but not only teach me, but hundreds of other students a different language. Her teaching has impacted my proficiency in Spanish and my passion for the language. Lastly, I would like to touch on why we're all here today. This award recognizes our ability to speak another language at intermediate, high-level proficiency. The Seal of Biliteracy will not only impact my life in the future, but may impact others sitting here today because it can open many opportunities in our professional career. For me, the Seal of Biliteracy will directly impact my future. Due to my proficiency in other languages and my love for business, I've decided to study international business in college. I will also seek opportunities to study abroad and intern in international companies. I would like to congratulate everyone here that has worked hard to earn this award today. I wish nothing but the best for all of you, and hopefully keep learning other languages. I would also like to thank Dallastown Area School District for this incredible learning opportunity. Thank you. Obrigado. Gracias.
At this time, I will be presenting the Seal of Biliteracy to 10 high school seniors who have demonstrated intermediate, high, or advanced proficiency in both English and a second language. When your name is called, please come up to the podium and receive your certificate and medal. Okay, the first student receiving a Seal of Biliteracy is Giselle. You can get a picture.
There you are. Thank you.
All right, our next student is Madeline Concepcion Perez.
One more?
Francesca Croci. Giorno Otati.
Well done, Giselle. Thank you.
Beatriz Piatesi. María Ramírez. Billy Ramos Maldonado. Y finalmente Carlos Rivas. Unfortunately, there are two students who could not be here today, which the two students are Andriy Kolod from the Ukraine and Vera Pimentel from Portugal. I'm extremely proud of these students and their accomplishments of being bilingual before they graduate from high school. Their linguistic abilities will definitely open many doors in their future careers, and there is no doubt their skills will be very, very beneficial for future organizations and companies that rely on bilingual workers. Again, please join me in congratulating our students receiving the first.
If I could have you guys in front of the podium.
I would say we stand behind it.
Can you squeeze yourself in?
Perfect. Everybody just got as close as you can get, and big smile, happy to be here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Well done.
So without the podium, we're happy to answer a few questions if you want to for myself or the second lady as well. Yeah, please.
Porque puede contarles bueno, la importancia de hablar dos idiomas más y de este certificado que existe en el Estado.
Sí, claro que sí. Poder hablar en dos idiomas es muy importante, porque también para los estudios, para el trabajo, y cualquier idioma que puedes hablar, si es español, inglés, está bien también. Un poco de japonés como yo, eso está bien también, pero es muy importante. Aquí es demostrado por todos estos estudiantes aquí. Bravo, buen hecho a todos.
Y del certificado, o sea, ¿qué es la importancia de tener algo para reconocer la verdad que uno hable más que un idioma?
Yeah. So let me also answer so other people can.
Oh, no, yeah, we have a Spanish newscast.
Yeah, that's good because I just want to make sure and then invite other folks. So, you know, I think it's important for all of us to be able to think about the importance of biliteracy or the multitude of language as well, because it's really going to open up our ideas of what's important, right? What's how we process and use as a framework to make decisions is extremely important. How you make sense of the world, but also how we connect with it. I think we placed emphasis during this press conference to talk about the interconnectedness. That's extremely important. I feel youth, the young people graduating now, are so much better connected than, let's say, we were 20, 30 years ago. I'm aging myself a little bit by putting the timeline on that, but I think that's what's really important about the future.
And the fact that Dallastown is kind of at the forefront, I don't think that's something that maybe a lot of people might guess. I don't know, Philly, Reading, places like that. It's kind of interesting.
Let me also applaud for how we're here to talk about the state seal of biliteracy, right? But for some time now, other school districts, Dallas included, have been offering this seal for some time, placing emphasis on the importance of language and the role that it plays in the young lives of students. And so while the state plays catch up, and I say that loosely, right, to really elevate its importance, these are strides that have been taken from school districts all the time. And I think it's right to raise the element. You know, often this may be associated with a school that's found in an urban center, like Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, but that's not the case. Here we are in Dallas Independent School District elevating what is a legacy of accomplishments. And I know when the next test is done, there will be somebody who will be get credit in 3 languages, for sure. No pressure. Any questions for me, the superintendent, or the second lady? Well, with that, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for having us. Madam Secretary, always a pleasure.